folks, this is Frank Gambale here, and welcome to frankgambaleguitarschool.com. I've got some free lessons for you, and it's a subject that's dear to my heart, and that is harmony and theory. Many guitar players are completely afraid of this subject, and my favorite statement is this: if you can count to 13, that's as hard as the music theory is. So we should never be afraid of it, and the benefits way outweigh the negative side of it, you know. So learning theory is essential, and I'll show you a couple of examples. Like, for example, a lot of guitar players, you know, when they're learning, say for example, a major scale, a lot of guys play the scale and they learn at every position. And they learn it up here. Problem with that is, it doesn't really teach you anything about what is a major scale. What does it mean to you? When someone says major scale, what does it mean? I want to show you how to practice and how to use the theory in a way that can really benefit your understanding of what is a major scale. Not only is the major scale the fundamental scale to which all music theory is compared, it is the foundation scale. Yet so few guitar players really understand how to get the music out of it and really understand the vibe of major. Major, I always say, is quintessentially happy. That is the sound, or part of the sound of major to me. Now, I think you should learn it in terms of intervals all over the fretboard. Maybe on one string to help you get out of block positions. I love to learn them on one string for a start. And I fool around with it. You know, when we're at the guitar, we play guitar. So you should play also with the notes. Find little motifs so that we play them right throughout the fretboard in a diatonic way. See how I'm taking the same idea, etc., and making music out of this stuff. Learning the scale doesn't really teach you anything about it. It doesn't really show you how to get the music out of it. And so, going further than that, okay, learning the scale is also learning the form of the scale and the intervals. Like the root is all the E's. Everywhere you see an E, it's the root. Everywhere you see F sharp is the second. There's lots of them. That's always the second. G sharp is always the third. There's lots of them. Etc., 4, 5, 6, 7, root. Now, major has all the perfect intervals, and that's why it's the scale that all the other scales are compared to figure out the sharps and flats of other modes and scales. Okay? So once you get the basic position, but not just in the blocks, like I said, learn them. Have you ever learned a scale in 2 notes per string? Look at that. If you start at the 12th fret, helps you learn to break out of position playing by trying to play a scale 2 notes per string. Kind of a cool little idea. Okay, so once you know, another important part of harmony and theory is learning intervals. And intervals are the foundation blocks. They're just 2 notes together. And there's lots of them. There's seconds, like from the first note to the second note of the scale is a second. They're a little bit out if you play them as a scale, but thirds, for example, 1, 2, 3, if we play thirds, learning those on the fretboard is really beautiful. Now you realize, oh, music is coming out of this major scale, and it's sweet. Major scale is I learned that major is sweet. It's like sugar. Right? Whenever you hear a happy song on the radio, I bet it's in a major key. Right? So that's another thing to learn is intervals. And different intervals too. That was thirds. The next one would be fourths. Fourths sound more angular. You've heard them a million times, right? They're beautiful to learn too. You can learn really cool, funky guitar riffs. Right? So it gets you a little bit out of the single note playing into more of an intervallic kind of playing. Now there's also fifths. That's an interesting sound too. Then the sixths. Beautiful. These are like the opposite of thirds. And it's the basis of this kind of thing. Because I'm playing the sixths on the A and G string. But I'm doing a pedal open strings, the E's, to create a beautiful effect. Now you're starting to understand the idea of what is major. Learning harmony and theory is essential. I've got an in-depth harmony course called Peace and Harmony, because I want people to come to peace with this stuff finally, because it's essential to becoming a better player.